that you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more.
Hello there, welcome to the Flashing Bloke podcast. I'm Siobhan Puff, the magic dragon lived by the sea. He frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Onnerly. Let's meet the plucky girl assistants. Down beneath me, far, far below, is a bent and twisted sausage called Spanky.
I'm the pretty plucky one.
Yeah. And above him, sort of, staring a bit like a rabbit in headlights right at this moment, is Dr. Sinister.
He's the bad boy plucky girl.
I'm the technical one.
Righty-ho. Then, of course, we have Retta over in the corner there. You see? You see? And
Sweet innocent one.
And then there's the Brian.
Huh?
Hello,
The
Brian.
Paco.
He's the smart plucky one, and he's the sultry plucky one.
I'm determined to get you lot wearing I'm a plucky girl assistant t-shirts. That would make
I'll
me
wear one.
laugh a lot, if I'm honest
No.
with you.
Is that available on Redbubble?
I don't know, but it
You
could
can find
be.
out. I found the other one.
Cafe Press will make it, I'm sure.
Yeah. But, yes, so anyway, hello. Welcome to the show. What are we going to be doing? We're going to be looking at Legend of the Sea
I have
Devils.
to hand out a plucky girl fact.
A lot of
every
Big
episode
Finish
I'm
because
on.
they're trying to kill me. An episode of Firefly, and an episode of Out of the Unknown that we all loved.
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Another Asimov story.
I just wanted to see if I could get away with saying that. That's all. So yes. So Dr. Sinister, how has your week been?
Don't remember.
Okay, good. Spanky.
I'd be in his boat, except I made an effort to remember, so I took notes, and so I can say firmly and proudly,
Yes.
it was a week.
God damn, you see, that's the certainty we need on this show. If I'm honest with you,
I'm nothing if not certain. It was a week.
that's right. Retta, how was your week?
Got a raise.
Congrats.
Ross, here's
Yeah.
you. Yeah, girl.
You'll notice there's a PayPal donate button on the
I'm
Twitch
sure there
page.
is.
I'm just saying.
lovely viewers.
That's to everybody else who's watching on YouTube. Go to the
Maybe a
Twitch
tip
channel
jar or something?
and stuff. Brian, how's your week?
Been nice.
Like, subscribe.
Good
Why?
holiday weekend. I was able to paint a lot and
Well, that's nice, but nobody
Watch
decided
a
they
lot of
wanted to
things.
play computer games. I was
know what?
hoping.
Give
we
me
did play a
time.
computer game yesterday. We had our RPG. It was on the computer, therefore it's a computer game.
You know what, Auntie?
I
Give
am
me
gonna
a
slap you.
time, and I will be there.
Oh,
As long as I'm not working.
no, I couldn't do that. I like these things. I'm one of these people anyway that I like it to just be fluid. It just happens rather
She
than.
likes spontaneity and a certain organic feel
Yes.
to
Really
it.
big
Just
on
everybody
organized
showing up
spontaneity.
all at once.
I'm a
Can't
planner.
be too spontaneous.
If you want my attention, you have to plan a time.
She's also a hell of a healer, so we need to keep her.
Uh-huh.
In
Which
what
one are you
game?
talking about?
In what game?
Yes,
Which one are
Right.
you talking about? Me or her?
What?
you.
Me? Oh, okay.
Yeah. You've kept my stupid ass alive more than once in multiple games.
We need to find a good
Retta?
MMO.
Why
Why what?
did you keep his ass alive?
Because he was my tank, and if he didn't, I would be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Really, if you
I have to admit, I was always very grateful for our healers. I was a guild tank in Star Wars: The Old Republic when we did raids.
I just
big
like
rules.
shooting stuff and killing things.
tank dies, it's the healer's
Yeah,
fault.
you're a
If the
smuggler,
healer
aren't you?
dies, it's the tank's fault. If DPS
Gunfighter.
dies, it's DPS's fault.
I really got into it. I really got the
DPS
knack
pulls
of
aggro from
what
the
I was
tank.
doing and
It's their own fault.
rotation and everything else like that. I was really quite good. I doubt I'd be good anywhere else, but there we go.
I could tank heal and party heal at the same time.
Oh, that's nice. That's a nice job. What were you, a priest or druid?
I was a priest.
Fair enough.
Please, druids are nothing. Nothing.
Ooh, religious jealousy.
No, it's just I was that good.
She was.
Not as good as the Holy Hobo, of course.
I was a prop pally. I just went in and insulted their mother relentlessly.
I was a hunter.
We should get. I'm not saying World of Warcraft, but we should all find an MMO that we're all going to play together.
Well, there is the free version of World of Warcraft called Ascension.
No. Paco and I had a falling out about World of Warcraft, and I don't want to
never
revisit
thought
that.
about World of Warcraft.
We
I
had
just
a
left.
falling out. No, you accused me of leaving you behind and not wanting to play with you when you were on a date.
I did.
You did. And you went up one side of me and down the other.
I did.
You did. My husband can prove it.
I don't remember this.
Prove it.
We went to play against Malgorath or Mal or something like that, the great big giant thing, and we were in that new guild. See how little his memory is when it comes to the stuff that he did to me. How mean
We
he was
just
to
hit
me.
things. I don't recall any of this. So okay.
Baby smoke.
No, you
Oh,
see,
it was gruel.
That's auntie.
Brett
more
just
often
reminded
than
me it was
not,
gruel.
your American talk to each other is mere background noise to me and sinister. But this
Sorry,
one sounds great.
But you know what? We're not here to hash old stuff. We're
Oh well,
here to talk
apparently
about
not.
new
No,
stuff.
no, of course
No,
we're
no,
not.
not at all. Not for when you held the raid hostage.
I did not
What?
hold the raid hostage. Just because they decided they couldn't live without me and I said I wouldn't play without my husband does not mean they were holding hostage. They could have found a dealer.
Just say it.
Can I
found
just
that
point
really
out
hilarious.
that people do take massively multiplayer online games rather seriously at times.
Oh, it was a job.
It was a freaking job.
Every Tuesday, every
And
Thursday,
and Saturday.
and Saturday, hours. Hours.
Dailies.
on
I
them.
mean, we're not
Don't
just
forget
talking about
the
the
dailies.
actual...
Yeah, and
Right.
dailies. You're quite
Yeah,
right.
we're not
dailies.
even talking about just the raid part of it. And not just the daily. It's the prep work that goes into getting ready for the raid. I don't know how much time I spent across to Azeroth and across to Outland fishing so I could make freaking fish feasts for the party.
You see, you should have done what I did in Star Wars Galaxies and set up a business where we send people out to get the necessary bits and pieces from the animals across the world, across the galaxy, and we get them to order. We bring them in, get paid, and the majority of the money goes to the hunter. I keep a small percentage because business is business, yes. But
But anyway, I did not mean to bring up all rating and everything like that. I was just saying...
I mean, it's not as
we
if it's
should-
been eating away at you at all.
Right. Clearly it's not because
No.
we also, team together in like City of Heroes and things like that.
I was awesome in City of Heroes, too.
I'd be happy to play City Heroes again with you guys. I just wish there was a private server for Marvel Heroes Omega. Oh,
I never liked that game.
I adored it. The AIM NPCs were just fucking hilarious.
The fact that you had to buy characters in that game. Or-
You
or
got
wait
you
for
got
drops.
You got free characters.
Yeah, but you also couldn't make your own. And I think that's the part
Well,
that
no,
pissed me off the most.
it's all based on the Marvel.
Exactly,
not
but you couldn't
prototypes.
make your own
Archetypes.
characters. And that just...
No,
Yeah.
But that
I got
was- that
spoiled
was-
by COH's character creator.
that was the whole point of the game. You're playing a Marvel hero,
Yeah.
a familiar hero. It's I loved that game. I miss it a lot. I spent money on that game, I've got to admit. Too much.
Well,
And
you know
then
me. I'm Captain Copyright Infringement. So...
Yes, you are. Anyway, that's good. News. Doctor
Yes.
Who Redacted is now available on BBC Sounds.
Yes.
I would certainly advise checking out the first episode. I haven't had the chance yet because we're fresh from watching Legend of the Sea Devils. Yeah, we'll get to that in a moment.
Mhm.
Sorry, I'm fresh from watching commercials.
With intermittent Doctor Who.
Right.
Oh, God, did you do it on BBC America?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
She doesn't
Well,
have a TARDIS like I do.
Oh,
We'll
you
talk
poor,
about that when we
poor,
get
poor,
into that.
poor,
I plan on bringing my unique perspective.
Breathe.
That's just not right. I mean, I know in the black and white years that always about halfway through there would be a fade to black, and that was for foreign stations to put in their adverts. But that's in a 25-minute show. I tried to think what that would happen to that in America. I think we'd
4 minutes.
At least 3 advert breaks during
Every
the whole
4
25
minutes.
What?
Yeah. Every 4 minutes.
Max Headroom wasn't wrong.
Nope.
I'm a little bit stunned by that, if I'm honest with you, and I feel sorry for you. I mean, I'm getting pissed off. Well, I've been pissed off with YouTube.
That's a
for
show we should
years,
look
but-
into seeing. Max Headroom.
I never saw that.
I remember it from the 80s. It only lasted like a season.
Yeah, you got the short film to start with, sort of 20 minutes into the future,
Yeah.
and then the series built on that.
Unmuted.
It had Amanda Pays in it. I had a huge crush on her in the 80s.
There's a big surprise.
Huge crush.
Big surprise. Being a prevert, even.
And then she moved on to The Flash.
Did she indeed?
Yeah, no.
That Flash show with with that guy and
Wesley Shipp.
costume. Yeah.
Yeah, in the rubber outfit.
Yeah, that weird fuzzy rubber.
Yeah, it kind of looked like velour.
Stuff. Yeah, it was weird. Like, velour over rubber or something. It was very strange.
Yeah.
Get on to what we are here for.
Yeah, why not?
If we must.
I'm completely lost. And now,
Welcome
From
to How I
the
Feel
world's-
Under RPG.
shut up. And now, from the worlds of BBC Television's Doctor Who. Ooh, it's Doctor Who. Brian, I'm going
Yes.
to ask Jess to glue a finger to your lips. One of your own. Or possibly that guy in the corner down by the trash cans.
We have several laying about. I have a necklace.
What, made up of hobos' fingers?
Don't judge.
Okay, no.
Your ears.
I used to collect.
It goes with my necklace
I used
made
to
of
collect
ears.
big toes. I seem to remember I used to collect big toes in our D&D game.
Yeah,
Necklace of
it
hobo fingers.
synergizes with my
Million and one
necklace
uses.
made of ears.
And,
So
I'm
it-
collecting Cylon heads in the Star Wars game.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Right, so. Remembering that this is freshly watched and we've only seen it the once, those of us that have. I don't know if everyone's been able to or not. Spanky, did you say you had managed to watch Doctor Who?
I had not.
Okay, are you going to be all right with spoilers, love?
Yes.
All right. Okay. You see, Brian, that's called being considerate.
See, I'm just naturally resistant to spoilers.
Yeah, but you assume everyone else is.
That's the
You know
hobby of
what?
collecting body parts. I had to throw that in. That we all prescribe to, whatever.
Anyway.
Okay, fine. I'll say it. Soylent Green is people. Damn it.
Fucking
There we go.
hell, every bloody time. He can't help
Uh-huh.
himself.
Uh huh.
We should
Sorry.
put out a
I'm
spoiler
really
alert
sorry.
for
We
our
should put a
viewers
spoiler
and future
alert for Jody.
historians.
I do have a spoiler alert logo.
By all means, we should put this up now. It would be perfect.
Well, as
Since
we're
we
talking
haven't
about
done any
Legend of the
spoilers
Sea
yet.
Devils, you mean?
Yes.
Right, well, you're going to have to bear with me a second, because I'm going to have to find it now, aren't I?
I'm trying to
It's
find it
it's a
in
bit
our-
it's a bit gloomy, and a bit long, I seem to remember. But here we go, spoilers. More spoilers. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an alert.
Spoiler alert. That's it. Spoiler alert.
You cannot miss that. And if you stay after this, you've been properly and duly warned.
I made that
Right.
spoiler.
You made all the video bits on this. Right. So, a Chinese pirate is after a statue which is being defended by the townspeople and the villagers, and indeed there is a line, and I mean a bloodline, a hereditary line of defenders which defend this statue. Unfortunately, she's pretty good with the sword, and she gets there and she releases what's inside, which is a sea devil. Still not entirely certain how a sea devil gets in there, but all right. And then the TARDIS lands, which is nice. And drawn off course, there's magnetic problems, which is nice. And everything comes together, and there's a bit of swashbuckling. I'm sorry. I think this one was a clunker. I honestly think this one was a clunker. It looked cheap. Brian will tell you how rushed it felt. The Sea Devils, to me, the lead Sea Devil, fine, but all his crewmates just look ridiculous. Oh dear, I hate being negative on Doctor Who. I really do hate being negative on Doctor Who. But we'll come to it, but I enjoyed the trailer far more than I did the episode, so I'm going to shut up now. Dr. Sinister.
I got notes.
Hey. Is there a B flat in there?
Right, can I say,
Yes.
first of all,
Yes.
that I had to do a lot of lip reading in this episode.
Yes, you can say
And-
that very loudly.
I
And
have subtitles going on.
Yeah, and some of my notes here may not be entirely accurate because I couldn't fucking hear what was being said.
Yep, totally with you. We may have a group Flashing Blade rant about this at some stage, but will you sound technicians turn the fucking music down?
Seriously, I mean, this isn't a sexist thing. Jodie Whittaker doesn't have the most strident voice. Mandip Gill doesn't have the most strident voice.
No, they're very pleasant
playing
both.
the lady playing the pirate doesn't have the most strident voice.
Nope.
It's like they were whispering.
Yes. Yep. No, totally.
Yep.
And the thing is, this is a problem across British television at the moment.
Yeah.
For some reason, sound levels have been pushed up at the expense of dialogue. People don't know how they're mixing things, because I've got a 5.1 setup over there, and I
too.
still had trouble.
This is a problem
all over
from last
America.
season that has persisted.
Like I say,
Hopefully
it's a
it'll end
British.
with RTD2.
It's a British. Well, I say it's British. I don't know if it happens
Not
in
a
America
uniquely
or whatever.
British phenomenon. It occurs in America as well.
But I'm sick of it.
We should
I'm
ask
sick to death of
Alistair.
it.
We should ask
You
Alistair.
might know.
So, yeah, I've got a 5.1 as well, and I was struggling. That said, I've got some other notes.
Okay.
Good.
I thought the opening shot of the bay with the ship was very nice, and I liked the scene when the TARDIS materialized. I thought this landscape was very well done. Personally, I liked that. When the Sea Devil started cracking out of the statue, those cracks weren't terribly convincing. I
No,
think that
they
was
were not, were they? They just like black lines drawn on it.
Yeah.
That
That's
and
it.
the eye blink.
Yeah.
It's Donald Trump with his Sharpie,
It
Yeah.
was.
basically.
I think that special effect was very rushed. I have to say.
I think the whole thing was. The whole
I
show.
do like. This is just in order of as I wrote them, by the way. So there's no particular order other than running order here. I liked the land parasite gag.
Yes. Now that's a variation on that has been going around the internet.
Yeah.
And then suddenly
bastard.
that appears.
Yeah, I thought that was genius. I the next note I've got is that there was a scene where the TARDIS appeared to be traveling through a very colourful vortex.
Yeah,
Was that?
Yeah, what was that?
that's the time vortex, space-time vortex.
That's not the time vortex. That's not what we've seen. That's like wormholes everywhere.
Yeah,
This
it was
is
like
hang
traveling-
on. This has been the space-time vortex for the Chibnall era. It's been all the way through all 3 series. So
It
you
was a
can't
bit
start
like
moaning about
traveling
it now.
It's a bit like traveling through a giant honeycomb.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
reminds me a lot of Peter Davison comic strip. He was up against the Time
Yes.
Meddler and the Ice Warriors, and
I
they
know the one you mean.
and they had a
with the
chase
TARDIS
through time, the time-space
whipping
vortex,
through.
and there were holes and there were tubes and everything else like that. So
Yeah.
there
So
we go.
you're
There's
saying time is a
precedent.
series of tubes.
There's precedent.
I liked the scene on the ocean floor. The colour was.
I thought that was
beautiful.
very
Yeah.
pretty. Yes,
That
I'll
was
give you
amazing.
I'll
That
give
was
you
I mean,
well done.
that was Flux again. That was like
Yes.
Flux levels of colour.
Yes,
you know.
yes.
That was very well done.
I'm a bit meh on the Yaz Doctor thing. I mean, the Doctor says not.
If you can't
Doc-
tell, the show itself was a bit on the yes
Well,
Doctor thing.
the Doctor says to Yaz, "Oh, I'm not a bad date," and they had a bit of a moment. And then later on, the Doctor explains why she
And then-
can't become attached.
Yeah, she's like, I shouldn't have said that.
That
I should
is
not
a
have said that.
conversation I don't see any other Doctor being able to have. If I'm honest with you, and I'm
I
glad
like
that they
it.
did.
Matt Smith could.
Possibly,
Yeah.
possibly yes.
I liked the bits of Dan with the sword and the line, "You should meet me mum."
Yes.
We've met his mom in one of the previous episodes.
Yeah, we don't upset her.
Yeah, no,
And
she's
Before I come on to a big plot hole, a couple more things that I liked. I do like the final scene where the Doctor says, "I wish this could go on forever." I love that. That was really nicely done, I thought.
yes.
And then, of course, the trailer for next time.
Which I'd like to keep separate from the review of this, if I may.
Right. Okay, so I have a question, which
Yes.
is, I think, quite fundamental to the plot.
Okay.
But I may have missed the full explanation because I couldn't hear. Why would flipping the magnetic poles of the Earth melt the ice caps?
Well, there's been an ongoing thing about this, hasn't there? The whole flip back thing. The fact that the poles could reverse. But it's not going to
happened
be
many
that.
times.
It's
To
yeah,
be
exactly.
honest,
It's not
flipping the
that
poles
dangerous.
flipping north and south would not do it. If you took the poles and turned them sideways, that would do it because the entire Earth would rotate then. So you'd have the Arctic in the west, Antarctic in the east, and then that would melt.
Yes,
But
yes.
I don't think the poles have got anything to do with the rotation of the planet.
I don't
Yeah,
know,
they
there's
do.
quite
That's
a few
what
of
the
them.
spinning
They
of the
walk
rotation
everywhere.
is.
The spinning of the iron core of the planet that helps generate the magnetic activity, right?
yeah, it does have something to do with the spinning of the planet. But the thing is, flipping the polarity of the poles would not achieve what they're hoping.
Ladies and gentlemen,
There are
science
are-
on the flashing blade.
Yep.
there are-
Look
there
up
are planets-
Charles Hapgood.
Right, there are
He's
planets
done
in this solar system that
Where the
do
world's
not have
asleep.
a magnetic core.
Oh.
There are planets in this solar system that do not have a magnetic core. I'm talking about the
Yes.
gas giants. And with the exception
Mars.
of one planet, they spin the same way as Earth.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Everything
All of
has
them is
has a pole.
Yeah.
Mars even has a pole. Mars doesn't have a magnetic field to protect it. It lost its magnetic field when the core cooled down. That's why most of the atmosphere and water and oceans and everything boiled off it. What they're looking for is they're trying to dumb down and use Hapgood's theories and stuff. Charles Hapgood. He posited rapid shifting of the poles in different locations for the North and South Pole based on, thousands of years of time. That's why we have the pole drifting. If you've read the newspaper, it drifts a
Yeah.
certain amount.
It does. It actually goes. Doesn't it go around in a small circle?
It does.
But it has
was also
flipped
very
before.
much larger because at one time it was located in the Hudson Bay, Greenland, Siberia. That whole area. It's kind of wobbly. It wouldn't have the effect that.
No. And
They're
as I
positing.
say, there's evidence for it having flipped previously many
Oh,
times.
it flips every like 500,000 years or something. We're due for a flip.
Yeah, that's what I
I
was.
think we're overdue,
Yeah.
actually.
15,000 years, I think.
Yeah, we're overdue, actually.
There's actually quite a few apocalyptic things that were overdue. Super volcano. We're overdue that.
Don't bring up Yellowstone because that's a natural fear that I don't want to explore because I'd be dead right now.
Then there's threads.
And
Nope, you wouldn't be dead. We're
You're right.
You and I are outside of the zone where we'd be dead, Paco.
You'd be
You're
scalded.
right. You're right.
You'd be
We'll just
scalded.
starve to death and freeze.
Yeah, I was gonna say instead we'll be
Like,
freezing.
our
to
moon
death.
is rapidly approaching the Roche limit, right? So when that finally does spin off into space, that's when you'll see our magnetic field
Again?
matter, right? The planetary every 24 hours, and over that period, it will flip. Its axis will flip 180 degrees.
Now,
like
will
that.
it hatch
So,
before or after that?
oceans to land, back to ocean. It's gonna be like that.
Moving
And
on,
we're overdue.
because to be fair, this is good science talk, people. But
But it's not Doctor Who.
it's not Doctor Who. It's, and
It's actual science. We're
yeah,
sorry,
I
Doctor
know
Who fans.
we're being real world here, and you know how much I can't handle being in the real world. Right, Sinister, did you have any more notes?
only about the trailer. and
Right, we'll come to
they
that.
They consist of 2 words.
Yeah, I can guess what those words are. Retta, how are the adverts?
I was watching adverts. You'll love this. I was watching adverts of the Doctor Who show that I was watching. They were playing adverts for it.
Oh, God almighty.
Wow, that's really meta.
You know, and the fact that they were saying, stay tuned for more in the middle of the commercials.
There's a certain insulting thought about the viewing public's intelligence that media types appear to have. About their intelligence and their attention spans.
And
Don't get Toby on
literally,
that.
and it was literally like, at the very beginning, we were able to get through a whole 15 minutes. Up to the point where the Doctor meets up with the pirate girl and everything like that, and we know that the Sea Devil has gone away. And then we had like 6 minutes of commercial. And then from then on out, we had about 4 to 6 minutes of show, and then another 5 minutes of commercials.
That's disgusting. That is disgusting. Thank
And the-
God
the-
for the BBC. Right,
And
frankly.
That's
can
one
I
thing I like
ask
about
you
BBC
guys,
too. Show
how
them the
did we get from when they brought up? So the last thing I saw at the very beginning was they were all together talking to the pirate girl in the village,
Yeah.
and then when they came back, the older guy there, I'm terrible with names.
It's all
Sorry.
Dan.
And yeah, and the boy were on the beach looking at the pirate ship where the girl all of a sudden was on. How did she get from the village to the ship? I don't know. Because in BBC America land, it doesn't matter.
There is,
Decompressed storytelling.
there is a certain blue police box, so you can do that in a minute.
They,
Oh, yeah, but- no, but
they really compressed this entire story. This is one of my complaints.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, let's hear Retta out, and then
Okay.
I
Well,
might save you till
besides-
last, actually, Brian.
Besides the awful
Area
commercials,
of Darkness.
I kind of agree with you guys. The show seemed very choppy, very rushed, very like I didn't really care. And to me, now granted, I hadn't fully watched the last season of Doctor Who like the rest of you have, and I need to catch up on that. But this whole Doctor Who and Yaz thing came out of nowhere for me, and I'm like, what?
It's fan wish fulfillment.
Oh.
They've heard.
You mean if
all
I
the-
look up
they've
Doctor
heard
Who
all the
Yaz
fan
fan
stuff.
fiction, I'll get all sorts
Yeah,
of...
and
Oh,
basically
okay.
Yeah,
they found
yeah.
out about that and thought, well, actually, we could actually incorporate it into the show.
So, yeah, I wasn't big on that because to me,
You're a git.
It's River and
I
Doctor
don't have
Forever.
any Easter eggs. You're a git.
It's Easter, and there is an absolute dearth of Easter candy here at the house. Just so you all know.
I don't have any.
Me either.
I don't
I
have
neglected
any
to go to the
chocolate
store
with
to
me
get
Thank
right
you,
now.
Easter Bunny.
Look at that. See? Sinister's
Thank you,
done right.
dying Jesus.
That's right.
It's
Thank you,
zombie
Lich
Jesus.
Lich
It's
Jesus.
zombie werewolf Jesus. It's a full
Lich
moon.
Hang
Jesus.
on, you've changed your
Alright,
tune. You
yeah.
said lich.
Lich Jesus.
Well, here's a look.
You know,
Lich.
look, pick something and
Turns
stick with it,
water
will
to
you?
wine, walks on water, fucking does all kind of crazy
Mhm.
spells. Makes zombies and shit. Like
Sorry,
Lazarus,
Rex, I
was a
interrupted
zombie.
you with my Easter egg.
No,
I
it's
was
quite
very
it's
happy to
quite
see
alright.
someone enjoying their Easter egg that much. I was very pleased to
I'm
see
just
Honestly,
gonna
I don't
stare
have
at
much
him.
to say about this episode except for what I said. You know, like I said, it was very rushed.
This is what I got.
I wasn't like completely bored because I was
She
too much
ate another
complaining to you guys about the commercials during the commercials.
That's
But,
enough. No more.
Okay.
No, not you, Retta.
Okay.
Sinister. No more. You need to save it for the week. Put it down, because you're making me feel very hungry
Mm,
for chocolate.
Okay. Well, like I said, I don't really have
Every
much more
time
to
I
say
go.
about Doctor Who.
That's right. I don't know. I'm
Fine,
shouting at
it's
him,
fine.
not you.
It's
But
fine.
no.
Don't worry. We are always here to listen to people live bitch about.
You
Oh, shit.
utter bastard! How could you? I will have my Mwengi. I will. I'm driving you to Derby, mate. That's going to become a euphemism.
Not me. A clone.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It means I can get practice on the
driving you
clone.
to Derby, mate. Is that like we're gonna take you to the farm in upstate New York?
Yeah, essentially.
Okay.
You go to the quad in Derby.
You're gonna take me around the back of the barn with a shotgun, blow me away.
That's right.
Come
Take you
on,
out to the
Yeller.
woodshed. There's a couple different ways we do the woodshed.
Are you
That
seriously
could be
telling me
anything
he
from
isn't rabid?
Pick your own switch to a very, very, very thorough case of molestation, depending upon
What?
which family member you're dealing with.
Enough now.
We're not in
It's the blade.
house.
It's the blade.
Was well, we went to the whole behind the barn with the shotgun. I was gonna describe it.
This is family friendly.
Yes,
Oh,
basically.
my bad.
Fuck it.
Which family?
How the hell did I get on? here?
Adams.
Right, so let's hear Chief Mourner, the Brian, his thoughts on Doctor Who and the Legend of the Sea Monsters.
Sea devils.
This really
Sea Monsters.
underscores the need for more decompressed storytelling like we had with Flux.
Yeah.
This felt incredibly rushed. The special effects, they weren't that good. Oh wow, you got a lightsaber. Big fucking deal. Oh look, hey, the best effect was that floating ship. I'm not gonna lie, that thing was hot, and I would have loved to.
Yes, I
form
enjoyed the floating ship. Yeah, fair dues. Nice.
The Sea Devils looked a little cheap.
They did.
They did. I mean,
The
they
Daleks look good.
didn't look all that different than the originals.
The main one looks different. All the others were just clearly cast literally from the same mold.
Yeah. Or CGI'd in from cut and paste.
Yeah.
The science was wonky, but it's Doctor Who and it's science fiction, so whatever. Science is always wonky there. Acting was good. The script was lacking. That whole scene between the Doctor and Yaz sitting on the beach, and she's like, I don't get tied down. It's like, yeah, we know. It's just,
We know, but Yaz doesn't.
yeah.
She just make
Yaz has to learn.
live on her radar and just be done with it.
Yaz has to learn, and I
It's
suspect
the
she's
whole-
gonna learn the hard way.
Yeah, they've really demonstrated that Jodie's Doctor doesn't have a clue about being human.
Yeah, I mean, I was very put out, if you remember.
She looks human, but it's not... She doesn't relate to people well. She's the builder, from what they've said at the beginning.
That's the Doctor.
Right, exactly. She's the gadgeteer. She relates to the machines. She relates to the TARDIS. She built her new Sonic out of a spoon, for God's sake.
Thank God Sylvester didn't go anywhere near it.
But yeah, she doesn't do people. And
well, we found that out when Graham was asking about his cancer. And I found that a very awkward watch.
It was hard to watch.
I hope I'm not being overly patronizing here, but you'd expect a bit more empathy from a female doctor, wouldn't you?
You'd think.
No more than the male doctor. David Tennant's character, I mean, he blissfully, ignored Martha the entire time they were together. And Martha was signaling huge crush on him.
No, I mean, I wouldn't think that a female
sign saying "fuck me."
Pretty much.
I mean, I wouldn't say that you would think that there would be more empathy with a female doctor, because really it's the same being, just being reborn.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly. See, on a species that can swap genders, you wouldn't have.
I know
like
that. The point I'm making is, wouldn't the production team have taken advantage of that fact?
You would think
they should have.
I don't know. Are you sure?
I don't think they wanted to, because okay, it's the first female doctor. How badly are we going to change this? How much? Are we going to go from 0 to 1,000 on this? No, I think that was a design on their part and maybe a flaw.
Can I ask a question?
They didn't change it.
Can I ask a question for you?
No.
If you must.
And I don't know if it's one you've asked yourselves. The Doctors had relationships like this in the past. Let's just look at Rose, for example. And even then, he couldn't actually say he loved her. Are people a little bit iffy about this because it's two women? I put the question out there to see what you think of it.
No.
I think so.
Fan reaction, probably. My reaction, not really.
No, it doesn't bother me. I'm not fussed about it at all.
I didn't expect any of you to be.
Honestly, in a lot of this,
select you carefully, believe it or not.
Honestly, in a lot of this, I just imagine, okay, what would the other gender doctor do with this?
I think you would have
she's
had a
behaving exactly as
another gender. Yeah, she's behaving as the Doctor.
Yeah, she is being the doctor. She's not being a female doctor. She's not being a male doctor. She's being the doctor.
Mm-hmm. I'll agree with that. Shall we move on? Shall we do the thumbs thing for Legend of the Sea Devils?
45-degree angle.
Yeah, mine doesn't know where I want to stick it.
I'm vacillating somewhere in here. I'm on plus or minus 50%.
Yeah, dear
Totally
me.
down, but I'm almost down. Like I said, it was very.
Problem is, it wants to go down, but I don't want it to.
The thing is, as part of the Two Fan Dinosaurs Silurathon, we will be revisiting this.
Oh shit!
Fairly shortly.
Oh shit!
And I'll be interested to see what we think about it then.
Here, allow me to just say preemptively.
I love it when you do that, because your microphone always cuts out frequencies.
Tell you in the script for the Two Fan Dinosaurs, because otherwise you may have to change your opinion.
We've had a comment on Two Fan Dinosaurs again. That's 2 comments now. That's amazing. What the hell's going on? If you're watching this on YouTube, this particular thing, please leave a comment.
Smash that like button.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and smash that alert button so you never miss a video.
This video is brought to you by NordVPN.
Oh, tell you what, let's have a quick game of that.
No, I'm out. I don't understand the game, and I'm not playing.
It's all the YouTube sponsors.
I understand what you guys are doing, but I still don't get the flow that you guys have. So
We don't have a flow.
They
We
make
just
it up as
shit
they go
up.
along. Each person just tries to think of a company and then says it. And then the next
Yeah.
person is there scrambling around going, oh, shit, who else have we got?
Oh shit, who's next? Right.
Yeah, well,
What do we
here
have
go.
next?
We'll try it, okay? So, Retta, come out with, I don't know, something you'd see
A
sponsored on
sponsor
YouTube.
from YouTube.
From YouTube.
Oh. What is it called? Magic Spoon cereal.
Brilliant.
That's a good one.
Great opening.
There you go.
Great opening. It makes it rather tricky for Dr. Sinister. However, he's a devious little git. Sinister?
I'm hoping that cereal isn't too furry, or I might have to use my Dollar Shave Club subscription.
Ooh.
Now, these extra descriptions are just being put in because people like to show off.
Yes. Because we're gits. We like
Yeah.
to work it in.
Spanky!
Kind of put me right down on my seat geek. Seat geek.
Cooey, Spanky!
Hello.
Hello, it's your go, love.
I had a lovely thing in there, and there was a segue that knocked me onto my seat geek. Seat geek? No.
No,
YouTube
No.
commercial.
I'm putting you in Nid. Okay. Brian.
Well, I'm hoping that it is furry because that'll go good with my Dr. Squatch soap.
Mm.
That just sounds so wrong.
Dr. Squatch.
In
Yep.
case anybody wondering, this is the game called Kitchen Gun. The purpose is to get to Kitchen Gun. Yes, we've stolen it directly from. I'm sorry, I haven't a clue, but oh well, there we go. All right, sorry, yes, Rita, you two all go again.
I'm not as giddy as I
You
guess
don't
these
have to
guys
be.
are.
Seriously, they're showing.
But I'm just gonna go with Lume.
Ooh.
Oh, there you go.
All right, we're not using the 1921 rules. You can have that one. Sin.
Oh,
Now, it's a question here as to which gambit I play.
Oh God, he's playing Morpheus
Oh.
4. He's playing.
Is it the
Morpheus
Russian
4.
one or the Ukrainian one?
Shit! This is what I do in Mornington Crescent.
In fact, Retta, that was such an aggressive move, I may have to declare War Thunder on you.
Mm.
Mm,
you know what War Thunder is?
Spanky,
it's one of those free-to-play online games.
Game thing, yeah.
come on, Spanky. Quickly.
In-app purchases are available.
Come on, Spanky.
My disdain for your answer should be audible.
Right. Good.
Excellent,
Good.
excellent.
We're heading there, Brian.
I shall have to aggressively defend my lines using World of Tanks.
Retta?
World of Tanks.
Moving on.
We watch a lot of YouTube, Retta.
I know, so do I, but I don't know. I normally
I've played a lot of World of Tanks.
we subscribe to
People
YouTube, so I get rid of all that crap.
Oh, yeah. No.
I refuse to pay them.
Too. They still bloody talk about it in the fucking videos.
Right?
Looking at you, Simon Whistler.
Looking at all the goddamn Raid Shadow Legends. And
Well, I can
what's the
think of-
latest one? Surf Shark.
Right,
There's
we're going to move on.
Well,
Retta,
I
just say
was just-
kitchen gun.
um,
Go on, say kitchen gun.
me?
Yes.
Kitchen gun?
That's it.
You
You
win.
won.
You win, yeah.
Congratulations.
I was gonna go with HE Greens.
Oh, save it for the next round.
Make a list in your
Can I
head
just
of all
say-
the things to use on us.
I was
Can
going
I
to
just
feed
say-
someone kitchen gun with Girl Cafe gun, but
That whole game was brilliant.
I've got to admit, I was very impressed by it.
This entire game should be on the Great Courses Plus.
If only there was some sort of video recording of it. Thing is, it's an Olympic sport in the future. Future
welcome,
historians
future
can confirm or
historians.
deny that.
Hello, future historians.
Yep. Right, I got to do talking now.
Another crack like that, I will forever be your dark nemesis.
Ooh.
No idea where that came from, but it sounded good.
He's probably looking at the same list I'm looking at.
You right?
So Auntie's going to talk now?
I'm doing talking, yeah, because you
She better.
bastards have left me on my own. Hello, boys and girls. Hello, gentle beings all. Oh, dear, yes. Big Finish tried to kill me this week again. They released 2 box sets. Doctor Who Unbound, Doctor of War 1, Genesis, and Doctor Who, The First Doctor Adventures, The Outlaws. Which one do you want to hear about first?
Outlaws, please.
Okay. This features the First Doctor and Dodo, Dorothea Chaplet. Or Chaplet.
You know my Dodo theory, don't you?
Go on.
You know in every episode she had a different accent.
Yes.
Schizophrenic.
Have you ever read Who Killed Kennedy?
Oh, long time ago when it first came out.
If you've still got it, go and read it again.
It's upstairs in the loft somewhere.
Oh, well, I'm just saying. You're closer than you think. So, anyway. So, there's 2 stories in this. The first one, they land, it's not Sherwood Forest. I'm going to actually get the thing up, so I've actually got proper details here.
Is it Sher Forest Wood?
No, it's Lincoln, 13th century Lincoln, which Dodo immediately gets them into trouble by slagging off King John.
That's not a good idea.
Not a good idea at all. However, there is an outlaw gang. It's essentially Robin Hood's, but... Well, I should imagine you already all know.
But wasn't Robin Hood fictional?
No.
No, there was a grain of truth there.
Yeah.
The
Over different periods of time.
the meddling monks there. Now,
I get fed up
to
with paying
launch
taxes, run into the woods.
a new person in the role of the First Doctor, it was the best idea they could have to have the meddling monk, because it gives Steve Noonan someone to really have, act properly against, and it's funny. It's a comedy. The story is great. It trots along. It's 4 episodes, and it just trots along brilliantly. I love it. Love it. Absolutely loved it. I suppose you're going to get on now to what everyone's waiting to hear about. Lauren Cornelius, who plays Zoe. Sorry, Zoe? What? I'm just trying to work out where that came from. Dodo. She's brilliant. And yes, the accent occasionally slips, which is quite fun. It's you can almost imagine someone going, "God, give her that note. Give her that note. See if anybody notices." As for Stephen Noonan, listen, I don't know, but I'm hoping I'm not one to say I told you so. But I bloody told you so. He's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant in these. Like I say, he plays lines like I'd play them. He's really... Whereas I've taken years for my deep dive, he's had an emergency deep dive course on Hartnell. And yep, this is the first time out of the gate, so there's a couple of little edges that are going to need smoothing a little. That's only understandable. It was the same with Tim Trelaw. He is brilliant, and bless them. Nick Briggs said that they were going to let the odd one through. there are Billy Fluffs.
Nice.
There's a couple of right howlers. And it's just finally, the old space magician is back. It's, yeah, right, he doesn't sound much like Hartnell in when he's talking more softly. But when he's starting to get grumpy and shouty, he really does sound like Hartnell in places. And that works for me. I can live with that. I'm very happy he's playing the role. Because it's safe. I know it's safe. I know it's in safe hands. And I'm going to enjoy this. So, yeah. Oh, there is a second story. It's a 2-episoder. The Miniaturist. Which is okay. There's good fluff in there where the Doctor calls the security guard Mick Huff. He calls him Mr. Mick. Huff, rather. Yeah, children are vanishing, and landmarks are vanishing, and oh dear, things are happening, and I don't want to give too much away. These are brand new. But I can tell you, you're going to enjoy them, especially the Outlaws, because they are, that is just so much fun. And I'm thinking Dennis Spooner style Doctor Who story. Time Meddler or whatever, which obviously having the monk here does, and Rufus Hound's always brilliant as the monk anyway. So I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy to recommend the first Doctor Adventures, The Outlaws. Go and buy it. Give Stephen your love. Right. Now then, this is the one Dr. Sinister needs to listen to. So
The Baker one.
Yeah. Doctor Who Unbound, Doctor of War 1, Genesis.
Explain.
Well, right at the very start, Fourth Doctor's there in the corridor in the bunker. 2 wires. Does he have the right? And they've redone it again. So you've also got the actors who play Harry and Sarah with him. Tom does play it a little bit differently, but that's understandable. I mean, look how many years it's been. However, he decides to do it and blow the Daleks up. Cue immense trouble with the time vortex. There are 3 stories to this: Dust Devil, Aftershocks, and The Difference Office. And it seems to be set at different periods. It's not an ongoing story as such, but that could just be my reading of it. I might be wrong. The first one is basically the Doctor and Perry being chased, the 6th Doctor and Perry being chased by unstoppable bullets through space and time. And whereas the new War Doctor, I suppose, the 6th Doctor, well, no, he would be the 5th Doctor, goes to Iridius, and they explain why it's called Iridius when it used to be
covered in water.
Yeah. They're looking for something there. That's an interesting one. It sets things up, and time is definitely fluid in this. Aftershocks, the second story. He's sort of on trial, possibly, but he doesn't know what he's on trial for. And there is a voice whispering to him that only he can, well, that only he can see. A person talking to him that only he can see. Very silky voiced person who he doesn't really recognise as such. However, come the trial, that person turns up in full. And the warrior, as he's known, can't believe the state of the guy. It's the Crispy Master. and he's working with the Doctor to arrange certain things to happen when they need to happen, which is interesting. And the Master loves it because the Doctor's come to him for help and to cause chaos. And then you got another one, the Difference Office, where he's president of the Time Lords, and he's suffering from visions a bit. Again, it's time. And there's someone out in Gallifrey, on the wilderness in Gallifrey, amongst the Shibugans, who wears a very loud, well, he doesn't wear a very loud multicoloured coat. He would do in other times. And he's got blonde curly hair, and it's not Maxil, which is what I always thought it would be. It's not Maxil.
Is it Babe and the Butcher?
No, it's not Babe and the Butcher. It's I don't want to give away the surprise. It's the surprise return of an old enemy, and they're just as crap as always. So all you have to do, to be honest with you, is to just look at the cover because they're on the cover. Is this fun? Yes, it's different. It's definitely fluid. Time did not like that change back in the bunker on Skaro. I mean, as it is, there are only a couple of Daleks left. And so they've ended up, the Thals, if there are any Khaleds left at all, I don't know, and those prototype Daleks end up making a unified Skaro force, and they go off to conquer the galaxy. As always, the Daleks they don't take orders very well. Let's put it that way. They've got their own agenda.
They'd be crap waiters, wouldn't they?
Yes, quite frankly.
That's a sketch I'd like to see, actually.
I'm terribly sorry. It's something one of my cats is doing. Oh, dear. So, I can wholeheartedly recommend both of those Big Finish releases. It is interesting to hear Colin's take on this, and to see where they're going to take this. I don't foresee a happy ending to it somehow. I just don't. Let's put it this way, I'd be very disappointed if there's a happy ending. It deserves to not be. And I mean that in the nicest possible way. The Outlaws, yes please, more of that. Lots more box sets like that. Comedy, sci-fi, or sci-fi, comedy, whatever. Just, yes please, basically. Talking of which, we're going to be at Big Finish Day, aren't we? Me and Sinister.
We are. We are.
Which is...
I'm chaperoning. You're chaperoning.
It's next Saturday, isn't it?
It's in 5 days, 6 days time.
Yes, the 24th. So we'll be up at the Quad in Derby. Sinister's looking after a couple of people, including our very own Dominic. He's ours. Get your hands off. And I'm looking after a couple of sound and music bods, one of whom I've known. Actually, one of whom I've known for ages. The other one will be meeting for the first time, and I'm going to embarrass myself immediately.
You're going to wet yourself again?
Not again. No. We're going to address the elephant in the room straight away.
In case you fans of the show didn't know, Auntie does wet herself on a regular basis.
That wasn't going to be what I was going to say, but
okay.
Considering the Big Finish Day is next Sunday, are we going to have a show then?
It's next Saturday.
The 24th?
23rd.
Is next Sunday.
It's the Saturday.
Okay, so that's the 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I guess. Oh, shit.
I'm just checking.
Oh, this bloody USB fan. I'm sick of the... Right, hang on. I now need to look.
He keeps the USB fan under the desk to dry her off.
Enough, Smanky. Enough. Big Finish Day.
I only know because that's why I keep one.
That'll do. That's good. 23rd of April.
Okay, so it's a Saturday. All right.
Yeah. There's quite a lot of guests. Let's see if we've actually got a list of guests here.
Paul McGann.
Yeah, Paul McGann,
Oh, wow.
Tim Trelaw, Michael Troughton, Stephen Noonan. And there's other people as well, but they haven't listed it here, unfortunately. There we go.
I think the list is still somewhat fluid.
No, there are tickets coming free. People coming closer to the date suddenly find they haven't got COVID or something like that. So keep your eyes open on the Hoovers Facebook page. You might, if there might be some tickets you can snap up. It's well worth it. Ah dear.
Probably get your plane tickets lined up, Paco, so you can get there when those tickets come up.
I know I should, but it's the whole planning thing.
Do you know something? Science fiction can teach you things. Now, I knew this. I'm a Jersey girl. I've been in the country, worked on farms, etc. However, if you need to learn about country stuff, then you could do a little less better than to watch Firefly. Cows shit all over the place.
I knew this from YouTube.
Yeah, I know this from real life. Believe me.
Good
However-
segue.
However, they do it in a kind of a pattern.
Only on Firefly.
Are you
Otherwise,
saying
it's liquid
it looks
everywhere.
like it's been deliberately placed randomly?
Yes.
Cow math.
Yes.
Right.
It's a deliberate random.
20 degrees by this azimuth. Bob dropped one there. Susan did one over here last week. Today, this one has to go 36 degrees, 14 feet this way, and bam, that's how they do it.
And
It's similar to the
also-
way dogs decide how to pee or defecate.
Also, those cows have been on the ship for 3 weeks. That's not enough cow shit.
That is not.
Oh,
enough
they don't know.
cow
They
shit.
must have had clearances.
No, there
Blasted
there had
into
to
the
be-
void. No wonder the Reavers
There
are
needs to
upset.
be a lot more cow shit because, yeah.
Okay, so that's how we're starting off our review of this Firefly
We
episode,
discussed last
with a
week
complaint
the
about
ideal way
cow
to-
shit.
Yeah, how to clean cow shit out of your spaceship. You just pack it into the airlock, close the inside, blow the lock, and instantly your airlock is spotless.
He's not
None of
wrong.
that cow shit's going to stick inside the airlock. And what doesn't get immediately sucked out is going to freeze and then just dust off. So you're good. Boom.
Right.
You're hitting that at light speed.
Mm-hmm.
So
They're
anyway,
shooting missiles at us, Captain. What we do? Blow the cow shit out the airlock.
ooh,
Cow
that's
shit.
close to the McFadden maneuver I developed when I was in Starfleet. It works. My version of the maneuver. It doesn't use cow shit though. It uses a runabout. Anyway, yes, it's Firefly, as you probably gathered. They've got a deal to basically unload the cows with some men.
And this shows continuity from the last episode.
It does, because they got cows.
However, if
Which
Big
is
Finish ever get the Firefly license, they're going to cram a whole season of stuff in between those 2 episodes.
It's 3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks of
3
cowness.
weeks. And there's a lot they can do with cows.
That's true.
Tons of things you can do.
I'm trying to get through this, and you lot are just being bastards.
It's because we love Firefly.
I know. The deal
Yeah.
goes wrong, not because the guys are idiots, but unfortunately the law's already been onto them for something else. And fair dues, Mel and Co, they're not involved in that, so they get away with it. And they manage to get most of the money they would have had for the deal. Unfortunately, Mel got a bit peed off at one point with Summer. And so he told the doctor to go and take River, to take her for a walk.
Well, that's because she was making noise and the cows would stampede.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're in the spaceship when they stampede,
This was
it gets.
right.
Yes, but this was afterwards. So they do that, and then they get kidnapped by the people in the wilderness who need a doctor.
Some serious rednecks. Deliverance moment.
Yeah,
It's a James
serious
Stewart
religious
Walk of Light.
rednecks.
There's a lot
Definitely.
about River and Simon's. There's a lot of backstory to when they were kids, etc. It helps fill that all out a little bit more, which is good.
You know,
There is a mystery that I don't know if the expanded universe has solved yet, as to just who the fuck Shepherd Book really is.
They never solved it. They left it.
Because
I'd like to think he was an assassin.
There is a theory that he held a position similar to the gentleman from the movie.
he's one of those guys.
interesting.
And he left. Whether this is true or not has never been confirmed.
That we know
Not
of. I'm
denied.
sure we're not all over the expanded Firefly stuff.
It has never been confirmed.
Did we enjoy it? Brian, as you're doing talking, do talking.
Oh, hell yeah. This was great. You got to actually see what happened
To cow
between
shit.
Simon and River in the past.
Yes.
How he developed his contacts, how he pretty much said, look, Mom, Dad, you're being idiots. We need to get her, and I'm going to do it.
Parents were pretty much don't rock the boat.
Yeah. His parents were very, very prim, proper, and didn't want to jeopardize their nice, cushy standing in the Alliance.
Yeah, they're very pro-alliance.
Hello, Sexy Cat 1234. I've no idea, but hello anyway. Thank you for the follow.
I did like the whole when River talks about the cows.
Yep. They didn't have voice, and then they had voice.
And Mal's like, is it wrong? I'm kind of understanding her.
Fair enough. Sorry, it's just Sexy Cat. We ignore the numbers, apparently.
Yes.
First time chat as well. Hooray! That's good.
So, yeah, it's a good episode.
Thanks, Sexy Cat.
Yeah, we enjoyed that. Spanky, did you get a chance to see this?
I did.
And
I thought it needed more cows.
yeah, more
I was
goats. I
okay
would have
with the
thought.
level of cowness that we achieved. More cow poop obviously would have also been, I think, scientifically accurate. And we're big sticklers on science around here at the Flash and Blade. So
I
that's
noticed
another
none of them
very
had
important
diarrhea.
thing to bring up. And there was
None
absolutely
of them
no
did.
cow
That
in-
means
in
that
utter
their
dearth
feed has
of cow
been very
diarrhea.
dry.
So yeah, that was another thing that was unusual. There was no cow diarrhea. The kind of weird sort of tacit acceptance of this kind of slavery that was being forced upon people, like, oh well, they got taken by the hillbillies, you know. Oh well, that's kind of allowed. What? I was getting obscene finger gestures out.
Yeah, we always
No.
have obscene finger gestures to you.
And that the people who did the kidnapping were like, well, you know, we got you now, so just accept it. Like, it was just this really weird kind of,
Oh no,
you
ban,
know,
block
it's
and ban,
how it
please.
is, and then the next thing you know, they're gonna burn burn for witchcraft. Like, what? Wait, huh?
Taken care of.
Thank you.
Thus
Okay.
ends the saga of Sexy Cat 1, 2, 3, and fucking 4.
Oh my god!
And that radioactive rock.
Oh my god! I've just realised
Oh, what
something.
happened?
I
I
haven't
missed
given
it.
you an update on Fencegate 2 Electric Boogaloo.
So what
I
happened
must have
with
missed
the,
that.
What was the sexy cat posting there? What did I miss?
You don't know.
Sexy Cat 1, 2, 3, 4 wanted to know whether he or she should shove a radioactive rock up its arse.
Oh, wow. I would
Oh.
strongly suggest yes, particularly if you happen to be anywhere near Chernobyl at the point in time right now. Yes, please.
Much
First
like
thing
the
it's
Russian
trench.
army has previously
When
done.
you find a stone there, yes, insert it in some bodily orifice And if you can find another stone, insert that one as well. And then any subsequent stones may also be inserted as rapidly and forcefully as possible. There you go.
And
High
there's your
speed.
answer. Okay. Spanky, talk Firefly.
Weird slavery.
He already did.
Oh, did he?
Because of
Right,
weird
okay.
slavery, yeah.
Dr.
That was
Sinister.
my last thing is just fucking weird slavery. Somebody talk about the weird slavery, please.
Well, we're going to go Dr. Sinister in that hope.
I got a
Yay.
question.
Hmm?
I forgot to mention this last week, but there's a lot of antique firearms involved in this series, including a German MP40 in last week's episode. And in this week's episode, they were shooting each other, and it sounded like pew pew as opposed to bang bang.
That's
What
true.
are the guns?
That's
what are
true.
the guns?
I noticed that.
Probably modified gyrojet.
Okay,
Could be
Right.
possible, yeah.
okay, fair
Yeah.
enough.
They
Not a
do
Ruby
make
Ray
a
Blaster then.
point of
Hello, what do you
saying,
want?
why they don't have energy weapons, but they never do go into a good explanation of why everyone's using old school revolvers and why you don't see more like, semi-autos and stuff
Probably
around.
cheaper to make on the outer
They
worlds.
do have
I
those.
mean, higher mag capacity and stuff, it's still, a 9mm or a 45, neither caliber is still going to hit you just as hard from a revolver or a semi-automatic. The only thing the revolver has going for it is better accuracy, really, and basically zero chance to malfunction compared to, all those moving parts. So, I get that reliability is a good thing, but, come on.
Yet
Who would
again,
want,
more
20
education
shots in
from
clip?
the flashing blade. I'm going to have to put a stop
Just
to
saying.
this. It's just not good enough.
Not on.
It happens.
Here's
That's
my
probably 'cause I was from
MP40.
military. There you go. Hmm.
Mhm.
That's beautiful.
Because of course there
Yeah.
is. Yeah, of course there is.
Well, we've done.
Why wouldn't there be?
Uh-huh.
Very nice gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very heavy. Very nice.
Well, talk.
Anyway.
Who hasn't spoken yet?
Greta.
Me, I was
Uh,
kind of doing speaking.
And we're letting Dr. Sinister
I
speak.
was I get that, he's not really a sentimental kind of guy, but he just left. He just left without the doctor and River, and they just buggered off.
Yeah, that was kind of effed up too.
Yeah. I thought the actor playing the young Simon was very good. The resemblance was quite uncanny, especially with the eyes. Thought that was very well done. Yeah, I mean, it was an episode of Firefly. What more else is there to say?
Yeah, it's a solid episode. There's nothing huge about it. We learn a bit more about Simon and River.
A show
It's
we
a lot
like,
of
we only
backstory.
made one season of, so
Greta, save me from these men.
Well, I thought it was actually a pretty good study on about the different social classes that we have in the world of Firefly. In the fact that you have Mal and his group, they kind of are like the smugglers and everything like that. And we've kind of understood a little bit about that world for a little while because that's where the main cast lives. They go onto this planet to do a deal. And so you have like this normal, like town that people go to. Then, of course, Simon and River get snatched and they are taken back to pretty much Redneck Central, or like this
they walk
community
right into a
that
James Dicker poem, right?
goes and like pretty much in order for them to survive, they have to kidnap these like professionals that come in, like a doctor or something, so that way they would have that for their community, because they're a very tight-knit community. Kind of reminds me of like old like U.S. colonial villages back then, not that they went snatching, but that whole tight-knit community where everybody knows everyone. And then, of course, you also have to go into the Alliance side of it as well, where you have like the preacher shows his ID, and then, like you said, it's never answered, but it's like obviously has some sort of clout with the Alliance, because before they were saying, nope, sorry, we're not an emergency facility, sees the ID, oh, nope, we're going to take him right away. And just being able to see like the different parts kind of working together. in like kind of like a whole world type deal. I found that kind of interesting if I'm looking at an analytical side of watching this episode.
May I ask, somebody remind me, please, did Mel leave the planet when they already knew that Book was
Yes.
shot? That's why he left the planet.
Yes.
To go and
Yeah.
get Book. He would have come back. Well, he did come back as soon as he could for him, but it was saving Book's life first.
Yes.
Yeah, because they didn't have time. I mean, granted, it was a dick move, and I could understand what Simon was kind of feeling. And I don't like the way Simon just accepted the fact that, yes, he's grateful they were saved, obviously, but I thought he should have been a little bit more like, you said you wouldn't leave us. Because he was very unsure about leaving to begin with, because he was afraid, because Mal has never been very welcoming to the group. To Simon and River. And we all know that he does see them as the crew, but he's never been welcoming about it. And the other thing that I found interesting is when Simon and River meet up with Kaylee and what's her name?
Enora?
Nora, thank you. And the fact that because he's so into trying to take care of River and whatnot, he kind of lets his true feelings, and it's kind of like a prejudice side of him from where he was, like growing up in that, like well-off alliance side, let that kind of all pour out of his frustration of the situation that he's in. And
See,
I like the
I
fact that...
disagree with that.
Really?
Yeah, I view it more as his frustration with his current situation just getting the better of him. And him letting it out like, oh my God, they expect people to pay for this crap.
Well, I'm just talking about this whole thing about how he goes on that tirade about, like the ship and, the lifestyle that he's been, quote unquote, forced into.
He's not
as a
adjusting
fugitive.
well. He's not adjusting well.
Of course he's not
to it.
adjusting well, but I mean, I think part of that is part of that prejudice he kind of does have.
Yeah, oh yeah, he
I
was
mean-
definitely raised snob.
And I think this whole episode, though, if you just look at it the storyline wise, it was just kind of, like like Sinister said, it's another episode of Firefly. But if you take away that storyline and really look at, like the story building and whatnot, and the world building and kind of like the character developments and whatnot, it was actually a pretty good episode.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll agree with that.
There's my analysis.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you for that. Sorry, I did have to blow my nose, but yes.
It's okay.
So next week it's Brian's favourite one because he's a prevert.
Yes.
And then the week after that's my favorite one.
It's Al Mrs. Reynolds.
What's
Well,
the
no,
one
it
where
won't
they-
be the week after that, I'm afraid.
Oh,
What's
okay.
the one where they go to the capital planet thingy?
Oh, it's the heist one, isn't it?
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
like-
when they go into the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
the
that
hospital
one.
job. That's a good one, yeah.
I love a good heist. Doesn't matter the series, I love a good heist. DS9 did a good one.
Yeah, Jamestown is coming up, and you
James.
RPG murder hobos really
I
yeah.
did that.
Yeah.
Hey, the card was still in my
did
deck? I
forget
played it.
to mention that whilst there is now a religion centered around me, the
And
scum
folklore
and
pollinate
villainy
different on me.
of this particular galaxy, universe, or wherever the hell we are, now all think
Recognize
of
the
Spanky
accountability.
like Jane Cobb. There's a statue to him in the square.
His cohorts. Remember,
And
we're
my
folk
beloved
heroes
cohort.
too.
Oh yeah,
I
we're
know the
folk
cohort.
heroes too. Yes, of course. Yes, we're folk heroes. I'm never gonna live this
Because
down.
you robbed from the rich and you gave to the poor.
Maybe we gave to the poor.
Well,
Unless
what
that's
they-
us.
I did decimate like a half a dozen Cylons or more, I guess, in a straight up pistol fight. That was fun.
Anyway, dear. Meanwhile, on the BBC spaceship out there in space,
It was a pew pew storm.
a crew are going to a planet to find out what has happened to the colonists that were sent there. aboard the ship with them is
Johnny.
yes, a mnemonic. Look, he remembers things. It reminded me an awful lot of Zoe, actually. Take somebody like that and just. But and the thing is, socially he's completely inept, utterly inept. But he does have someone there to look after him. And the thing is, he's right all along. He's right. The trouble is, everyone around him thinks he's so odd they won't listen to him.
Too.
But it's Out of the Unknown. I can't remember the name of the damn thing.
You're better off
Suckerbait.
for it.
Suckerbait, yes, which is the name of the
Suckerbait,
planet
yes.
that's the type of planet which kills your first lot and waits for you to send more. I really enjoyed this. I did enjoy this. There were some very familiar faces there. So Sinister looks like he's about to explode, so let's go to him before he does.
I fell asleep.
Oh.
I honestly,
You could drag on.
honestly, it was so dull. I mean, I like. Okay, first of all, kudos to the BBC for finally getting away from their foul fetish.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
We had-
fair.
At least we had Burt Kwok in there, so at least we got something.
Yes, good old Burt Kwok. God, he's brilliant. We love him.
Essentially, they're going to investigate this planet in a strange crab-shaped spaceship.
Yes.
They land. The crew, the general crew, don't know that there was a previous expedition
No, they
100
don't.
years ago.
No, they don't. You're
All
quite right.
the scientist guys, they know what's going on, but they're not telling the crew. They don't let anyone out for 2 weeks. And then, basically, the whole plot boils down to they escape from the planet because the guy remembers something. That's it. Oh, I remember beryllium. It's poisonous. Okay, jolly good. We'll go then.
Runs a very good atomic clock.
I mean,
Just saying.
oh god.
But this is from one of the greats. This is from Asimov.
Another Asimov show.
I know. I was hoping for such great things.
Because the first one was such awesomeness, right?
A lot of Asimov stories are slow and dull like that.
Yeah, a lot of his short stories are, yeah. That's
Yeah.
why he and Larry Niven were at each other's throats.
I'm finished. I've got nothing more to say. Sorry.
Well,
The-
Spanky and Brian appear to be going, so go, boys.
It was a slog getting through this. I'm glad I had painting to do.
See, I enjoyed it.
Dragged on. The pacing was
Um,
definitely very, very slow.
Pacing was slow. Beryllium? Really?
Well, you got to remember, the only thing they knew when Asimov wrote this that beryllium was for really was you could make a beryllium sphere, right, for a very primitive atomic bomb. And so they knew there were health hazards related to that, but,
Hello, GCHQ.
right. So it was kind of clever at the time, right, using that. But he could have used iridium or anything else, too, honestly. He could have pulled a number of different elements out, so...
I can only think of 3 shows ever that have had beryllium feature as prominently as it has in this one.
Doctor Who, the movie.
No, this show, The Shadow with
The Shadow
Alec
movie.
Baldwin,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
Galaxy Quest.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'm going to say Doctor Who, the movie, because they were after a beryllium atomic clock.
Okay, that's fine.
So 4.
We'll go with 4.
There
It's
we
not a
go.
prime number. We're going to have to drop one.
Surely beryllium's only dangerous when it gets critical mass.
Or turns into dust and you breathe it, apparently.
Apparently, right?
I can see what the kid was doing. He fomented a mutiny amongst the other people in order to get everyone back on the ship and sent back to Earth. for mutiny trial. I can see it. I can get it. Just explaining it to everyone else, it's like, oh dear God, we're rewatching the entire show again. Make it stop. He's explaining, everything to him, and it's like, wait, how do you know it's? What are the symptoms? Well, you saw it in the leg bone you found.
Yes.
Why
It
not
was in
just-
the leg.
Why not just tell everybody you've got to get off this planet? There's a danger here. By the way, if you don't believe me, that's why I'm here to tell you about these things. Get the fuck off the planet.
Nobody believed him. Nobody
But
liked him.
none of the people there respected him enough. He makes a point of saying there at the end, right? He tells the
His
shrink,
handler
his
was
handler, I couldn't even trust you because half the time you blew hot and half the time you blew cold. Every time I went to rely on you, you would choose some other path and wouldn't back me up. So I couldn't rely on you. I couldn't rely on the captain. All these other learned men mocked and scoffed at me, even though I'm obviously smarter and more educated than they are. And this is my job.
So what
He
lesson
didn't take
have we
excuse or
learned
anything,
from
he
this?
He was forced to step outside of that in order to pursue his duty. He was forced to step outside his
said
traditional
duty.
role and go to the extreme of fomenting a mutiny, which
The
I
lesson-
get.
The lesson is that everybody's got something to offer. That's clearly the lesson.
Thank you.
That
Yep.
is one of the lessons. Yes,
Good.
I think
It's niche protection.
Well, it's a good example of unfortunately what it's like for someone you've ever been the smartest person in the room. It's like
Honestly, did anybody else get the feeling that Johnny was a little bit on the autistic spectrum?
He was on the
100%.
Yes, yeah, I think they were all the mnemonics were.
Yeah, so I'm thinking
one
that
extent to another.
And that's an interesting point, right? Because he was being exploited.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
And this empire, whatever they work for, right? The Earth government, or whatever, is totally exploiting these kids for this purpose. And then the people who are supposed to be benefiting from the exploitation do, but not when it's right in front of them, right?
we
And that's
think-
that's a common thing men do, mankind. I mean, right? You see how the sauce is being made, you no longer respect the sausage, right?
Do you think we never respected the sausage, Spanky?
That's true.
d-
But you love the sausage.
Do you
so.
think that, considering when the short story was written and then the adaptation, that wasn't given any thought about the fact that they're using someone with
No,
essentially
With the
learning
30-year
difficulties,
gap
we'll say?
between there?
no, I don't think they thought about that. at all.
I think they just thought this is a
I know,
great
eugenics
hook
were still popular
for a
in both
story.
time periods, so.
Yeah,
Okay, well, next week. Oh, Greta, you didn't see it, did you?
No, I did not.
That's all right. That's fine.
That's
And
unfortunate.
from what I understand, I'm pretty glad.
I enjoyed it. Like I say,
I thought it was a
I
good
love
story,
archive
but-
TV, so I'm a sucker for this sort of nonsense.
It was a
Um,
good story. I think the problem was with the director. They could have paced it differently. They could have told the story better. It's not a fault of the story. It's a fault of the storyteller in this instance. Let me
also
clarify
remember that this story was
Okay.
live to film,
Yeah.
so it was
Almost live to film.
almost
Yeah,
live
I
to
mean-
film.
It was as live with a couple of recording breaks.
Yeah,
Any
so
Doctor Who fan is familiar with the process.
Oh yes, Sinister
Oh,
and
yeah.
I were just talking about
But
that, weren't we? On
again,
Two
I
Fan
would
Dinosaurs.
strongly point that out, that this is a fault of the storyteller, not the person who wrote the story, not the story itself, but this is the person who made it a video presentation that they failed in. They could have upped the pacing. They could have done things to make the story grab you more. They could have done much more. When you interpret something from
You've muted yourself.
He's muted himself. It's
damn it, I
amazing.
didn't know. When you change something from one medium to another, like a short story to a film, there's a real danger of twisting the message in a way, for various reasons, that the audience doesn't take the interest in it. that
I
they
was
should
actually
the original
astonished that they didn't find more from the previous colony on the
medium.
planet.
Yeah. That would've been cool, right?
Structures. I mean, all they found was like one leg bone.
A leg bone, right? They could have done so much more.
And
with
they were
that.
only there for like a
reveal
month.
of body parts and shit, right?
They should have at
crazy
least
things or
found a
whatever,
couple
yeah.
bodies Maybe
I think
some
it's more a case of we
previous-
don't need to go for the realism. This is 1960s BBC Two. What we'll do is
Yeah.
we'll just
I don't
suggest.
agree with the word Croat
But
written on
but
it or
we are the
something. I'm
Blade,
just
so
saying.
we go for the hyper scientific, and
We do.
I mean, Christ, even
I will say this: I've been very impressed with you all this
You
evening.
guys missed the lost
even
colonies.
even the Roanoke colony,
You know, we're getting.
there it
they
is.
disappeared.
Croatan.
They still found the colony intact.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
This is
Right,
in
with the
space.
word
It's not
Croatan
real,
on it
Brian. It
and
didn't
the
happen, Brian.
cities
It
and
didn't
places.
happen. It's not real.
Are you
That was
sure?
Only, wait a minute,
Yes.
wait. No, with the
Somewhere
Roanoke colony, it was only a 3-year
universe,
absence. It was
it
100-year
did happen.
absence.
Hang on, Spanky, shush. A sec.
Sorry.
Somewhere in an infinite universe, it did happen, and the future historians know this.
Uh huh.
Do you want to know what next week's story is? It's called Some Lapse of Time.
Oh boy.
No idea what it's about, which is nice.
Hang on, I'm just looking at any models I have to get through. Okay, we're good. I should be okay for this.
That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
I need to pick up a hobby.
I mean, I could just sit here and furiously masturbate for an hour.
No! You do everything furiously. Jesus Christ, relax.
One way to
To be
masturbate.
fair, I think it's
Comments.
going to be kind of hard to a black and white TV show dominated by men, but that's
Yeah.
just me.
Dr. Sinister, that's something I expect to hear from Spanky.
I know, right?
It's actually what we expect to see from Spanky as well. That's
Yes,
the
that's
problem.
true.
Let
I
me
do
see.
not need to see that.
I was told that this is a family program. So
This
I kept
is,
my
I
I'm-
phone
can
on.
I can do a little bit of work on this this week. I don't mind that.
Paco, can I ask a serious question?
Oh, this will be good.
If you expect a non-serious answer.
You're always painting models. Do you
Yes.
actually play anymore?
No, he inhales the fumes.
I'm trying to do a thing called play it painted with this army. So whatever I want to use in the army for an army list, I paint up first. This way, ideally, it'll get me to a fully painted army, which
He hopes.
is something to crow about in certain circles of wargaming, because a great majority don't even prime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only prime and
Gray
that's it. Throw the
plastic
prime
is
guys out there and
not
that's it.
is not a paint job, guys.
Is that really something to crow about? Is it
Yeah,
that
actually.
important in the world that you should crow?
Look, league
Yes.
rules are you play it, you paint it. Okay?
Yeah. The
That's
whole
serious.
idea, okay, in wargaming there are three sides to it. There's the buying.
Yes, there's World of Tanks, World of Warships, and World of Airplanes.
Yep. There's buying it, there's painting it, and there's playing it. And then, well, side hobby of hoarding it. As witnessed by my
That's
shelf
the-
of
To be
shame.
that's
fair,
the
with the amount of
center
money
part
you
that
spend
Venn
on it, you
diagram,
have
the
to.
buying it, the painting it, the thing, and then that center part is the hoarding of it, where they all three
Yeah.
overlap.
Are
Venn
you
diagram.
hoping
Yeah,
that's
we're getting all
going
kinds
to
of
be
science
your
and math today,
retirement, Paco?
Oh God, no. No.
Venn diagram?
Retirement fund
Astronomy?
or
We've
just
been everywhere.
something to do during retirement,
Yeah,
probably.
your retirement fund. You
Oh,
know,
no,
that
no.
that thing that we all think that we're going to be able to do, and then I'm going to go up to be a Walmart greeter, and it's going to be great.
No, Retta, my retirement plan is to die in the office and be taken out on a gurney. I'll have to ask my boss for
Why?
half a day to go
No.
to my own funeral.
No. You die in your office and nobody notices. So you're just a
That
body.
will
And
probably
Jess
happen
keeps-
for a couple days.
Yeah, and Jess
Yeah.
keeps all your wages.
That's gonna happen for a couple days when they just notice me sitting there.
Make
like
sure she knows all
this.
your passwords.
So I'm
Dad?
thinking of Nightingales
Stuff,
again. Gotta watch that. We've got to watch that. Right, guys, next week. Sinister and I will be exhausted. However, we are going to be looking at Heaven
Seriously
Sent
masturbating auntie from watching.
from Series 9.
Oh,
Yes.
Heaven sent such a mindfuck.
Yeah.
There will be possibly Big Finish. I don't know if they've got anything left in their canon at the moment. They've spouted everything else out.
Wait, are they gonna release stuff before Big Finish Day?
It might be an announcement for something on Big Finish Day.
You're
They
gonna
left off
die.
something.
Just give us a rundown of what happened on Big Finish Day. Don't
We'll
have
see.
to listen
Well,
to
the thing
anything
is,
new.
the cinema aren't going to be able to see too much because we're looking after people.
You'll be able to see enough. I mean, these people are going to be going to things.
I mean, it's trying to get the time off to go outside and sit and having a cup of coffee and a cigarette. That's going to be the problem. I have to have waiting to see.
Bring them with you.
We've got Firefly, Brian's favourite episode, and Mrs. Reynolds. And we have, I can't remember what it's called, the Out of the Unknown episode. I literally just said Slip in Time or something like that.
Something time.
Yeah.
Step in time.
Yeah, something like that. That's next Sunday. Next Friday is Two Fan Dinosaurs at 9 o'clock UK time, 4 p.m. Eastern. Same for the Sunday night show, of course. We're looking at episodes 5 and 6 of Doctor Who and the Doctor Who and the Silurians and the Cave Monsters. I've been practicing. And
What is it called? Is it a Silurathon or an Eocene?
Eocene the theme.
Eocene
Eocene the theme.
Silurathon.
Eocene the theme.
Silurathon.
Silurathon.
A Sleestackorama.
I'm just waiting. I want to see punches thrown on this one.
Right. To be fair, Sinister is in charge of naming things. So
Just to let you know, I'm beginning a Sleestackathon on Friday nights.
a what?
Sleestack.
A Sleestackathon.
Yeah.
Where I watch Land of the Lost.
Land of the Lost. He posted it. Didn't you see that?
Yeah, they have it all on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. You can watch it.
Land of the Lost, Sid and Marty Croft.
Oh, Marty Croft. Sid and Marty Croft. Come on.
Oh my God.
Giant
Andrew,
hamburger-headed
they're being
mayors in
American
town,
again.
Yeah.
talking flutes.
Well, you're outnumbered now.
monsters
Look,
and
there are
things,
3 of us.
Tentacle hair. The
Yeah.
originators
Yeah.
of dreadlocks.
This is
Yes.
not a democracy, love.
Sid and Marty
It's
Croft.
okay.
It's
Fridays,
democracy.
I'm doing a Sleestackathon.
Con-
I'm watching Sid
considering
and Marty Croft,
Putin.
Land of the Lost.
Land.
Of the Lost. Would you like me to do the theme song?
No.
I'll do the theme song.
The dinosaur, when he
There
gets in
will
the
be
head,
no
like, his
theme
head
song
crunches
here.
in and the stone rolls over his head.
Because, Marshall, Will, and Holly,
Look,
they were on a
you're
routine
boring Dr. Sinister.
expedition.
You're boring Dr. Sinister. Look.
But they met the greatest earthquake ever known.
Right, so
You guys
what's
ever
going to
watch
happen
the
now
Vanilla Split?
is
That's how
I'm
this
going
show
to
got
start the
its break.
closing titles, and with luck, they're all going to shut up. We'll have to
Well,
wait
this
and
is
see.
Treasure Island.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Michael Vincent's first act.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye,
God.
future historians.
I have
Bye.
no idea.
Paco!
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.
I wish this John Levine would go on forever.
Goat. Oh dear.